Hello, good morning. It's wonderful having us here once again. It's always a beautiful time to, sit down and relax and talk a little bit of science. Today we are going to talk about biotechnology and its application and different types of organisms that we use in biotechnology. So, what's biotechnology? Biotechnology is that field of life sciences where we have the use of our knowledge of life sciences and engineering. We bring it together two fields now: life sciences, biology, and engineering. We bring and also our knowledge of molecular biology. So, knowledge of life sciences, molecular biology, and engineering. We bring this knowledge together to be able to impact on natural systems and human systems. What do we mean by impact on natural systems and human systems? Many a times there is need to work on the genetic component of the microorganisms or even the human body, or I mean the human as an organism. So whenever the need arises to manipulate, to reshuffle genes in such a way that we have more desirable outcomes, that's what we do in biotechnology. Another aspect, sometimes biotechnology goes hand in hand with genetic engineering. The We look at biotechnology more as the broader field, but a lot of what is done in biotechnology has to also do with genetic engineering, where we make use of our knowledge of biological systems, our knowledge of microbiology and life sciences, and then knowledge of engineering. We use that to work on different genes, manipulate genes in order to get desirable outcomes. When you look at things such as genetically modified organisms, genetically modified foods, all of that have come as an offshoot of biotechnology and genetic engineering. So all of this is really important. Now it's important to know that there are different organisms that we make use of in biotechnology. Microorganisms like bacteria, like viruses, like fungi. We have these different kinds of microorganisms that we make use of. Bacteria, for an example, we make use of bacteria, and bacteria, like we know, are prokaryotic organisms, usually single-celled, but they can occur in pairs or in tetrads or in clusters. They have different shapes and they affect human beings in a majority of ways. So we also make use of bacteria and genetic engineering. Some of the things that we do when we make use of bacteria and genetic engineering is that bacteria can be used, in the manipulation of genes. Bacteria can be used as some kind of factories. If you have genes that we have altered, can put those genes inside what we call viral vectors, using viruses, put them inside bacteria, and then have those bacteria multiply just the way you have an assembly plant, where you have cars being made in an assembly plant. So we use bacteria for that. We use bacteria in different kinds of industrial fermentation. When you go to breweries, you have a whole section of sciences that we call brewing science or brewing sciences, where we discuss a lot about fermentation, about how to make wine, alcohol, all these different beverages, about the different conditions that need to be met for different organisms to be able to produce alcohol as a byproduct from different types of substrates. So all of this is being done with our knowledge of biotechnology and genetic engineering. Bacteria is also used for bioremediation in areas where these areas are suffering from oil spillage or they are suffering from one issue or the other. Many a times it's possible to use bacteria to bring about bioremediation. So you can use bacteria to clean up the environment. So it's simple. Some bacteria can make use of carbon source that is within crude oil and its additives and its derivatives. You have bacteria that can make use of the carbon in that crude oil as its own carbon source, meaning that that bacteria can be used to clean up, to eat up crude oil spillage and other sorts of things. So this kind of technology using bacteria is what we do in biotechnology. We also use biotechnology. We use fungi, we use viruses and other many different organisms for biotechnology. We will discuss that in other subsequent videos. Thank you for listening. I hope you gain one thing or the other and do have a wonderful